Hello and welcome to Billy Ho Sports. This weekend, we're doing some research and hopefully we can win. Betting preview for this Saturday's Parx Racing big stakes races, the $1 million Pennsylvania Derby, the Cotillion, $1 million for the fillies, several other stakes races 10 through 14, I believe, are the late pick five, which they call the Philly Big Five. That's going to be what we're going to concentrate on in the video today. Now, if you want to check out the Pennsylvania Derby and the Cotillion previews, I have those out already. You can read those. They're very much in depth. Go check out billyhosports.com. I've got a blog post on the Pennsylvania Derby with my bets and everything on it. So that is a more concise version than you'll get today. We're just going to do more of a glossing over and picking of the five races. So anyway, I also got Breeders' Cup Classic contender videos out, so check those out. Appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button. Leave me a comment and let me know what you think because we're getting ready to cover the weather. Okay, before we get into the racing, we need to address this weather event. It appears tropical storm / depression. I'm not sure where it's going to end up. Ophelia making landfall this weekend, and it's going to wreak havoc on all the outdoor sports. Major League Baseball, NFL, Parx Racing in Philadelphia is going to get heavy rains and high winds tomorrow, race day. So basically what we're going to look like is we'll go. I haven't read anything as far as contingency plans on postponements or anything of that nature yet. So, maybe check the Twitters and the social medias to see if anything like that comes to pass. So we're going to go like we're going to play. This is a snippet from the local Philly Weather Channel, just to give you an idea of what we're looking at. I put the link in the description of the entire forecast for your benefit. So, like I said, heavy rains, windy conditions. So we're going to need to monitor. These things move, stop, go, blow over, and break up. Just once they hit landfall, they're liable to do anything. So, not a weatherman by trade, but I am playing one on television right now. So I believe what the meteorologist said was that the most of the heavy stuff is going to hit in the AM, between, 8 and 10 o'clock in the morning. So hopefully the worst of it will be past. The 10th race is post time of 4:04 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So hopefully it'll break up by then. We may see some delays. This times may be changing, like I said, so we'll have to monitor that. Now, if we get any delays, we'll just have to deal with them. So what we need to do is get into these races. First stakes race in the Philly Big Five is this 10th race, and it is the Parx Dirt Mile. I would also venture to guess that there will be no turf racing tomorrow. So, but we don't have, there is the Turf Monster, but it's not part of this Big Five. All our races are on the dirt. And I imagine the track is going to be somewhat wet, fast to sloppy to muddy. There's no telling what all this rain's going to do. So anyway, prepare for an off track. That's what we can do. Now, I will tell you this, with the wind being 20-mile-an-hour sustained and 35, 40-mile-an-hour gusts, it is a crosswind. So I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. So if you see my mouse here, the wind's going to be coming like straight down across, like from where the speed 99 is. I'll show you a picture of it, but that's kind of how the track is going to be. The wind's going to be blowing from the northeast across the track like that. So when they come out of the gate, you might see headwinds right here coming around that first turn, and then you're going to see probably some assisted tailwind in this far stretch, which is going to be a key factor in the race. So I think if there's anything, those horses that make those big moves in this backstretch will be ones that we could be most interested in. And of course, horses mutter. His mutter was a mutter. Percent mutters on sires and dams. Things of that nature can be influential. We'll get to that. So the 10th race, here we go. In the dirt mile, the first standout horse was Gallant, the 5 horse, obviously dropping class. Just won the grade 1 Farrago at Saratoga at 7 furlongs. Got nipped by a head by Elite Power, which is a great horse in the Vanderbilt grade 1 on a sloppy track. Far and above, I think, one in the slop way down here, running 107s, 104s on Brisnet speed ratings. Far and above the best of this. Other horses you can consider is the 2-horse Dr. Ardito. This one here looks pretty good. Success on wet tracks. Pressing stalking style could prove useful if down the stretch horses begin to tire. I'm not really sure what we're looking at there as far as like the speed favoring Parx that I've brought up in previous videos. Lacking in graded stakes experience, but still probably a decent shot for this gelding to be in the mix. Irad Ortiz, Chad Brown combo, can't go wrong there. Number 4, Nimitz class was another one I was looking at. Formidable enough. Trainer Bruce Kravitz is a solid high percent trainer. Paco Lopez in the saddle. Also, this one also lacking graded stakes experience, and but does have that early running style. So best shot could be try to get out on the lead and maybe slow the pace down. And the 99 speed rating is pretty solid. Does have some 104s, 105s. If it gets back to this lower class stakes level like it was earlier in March and February, could be formidable. So let's see. One more to talk about, I think, is going to be the 5-year-old mare, Dr. B. Robert Reed trainer. Frankie Pennington is the jockey. Dropping in class as well. Ran in this grade 1 ballerina. Didn't fare so well, but it was against Echo Zulu, Goodnight Olive. He chased and weakened in the mud at 7. So it is cutting back in distance and competition both. Does have plenty of grade 2 experience with some decent results. Did win this Go for Wine grade 3 in the slop back at Aqueduct in December, which is interesting enough. So it would be there. If you wanted to spread, those horses that I mentioned would probably be the ones to go to. But what I will do in this one, as far as like the pick 5, is I'm gonna go ahead on and single the 5 Goodnight. Can't find it. There it is. Steve Asmussen, Tyler Gaffleone. We'll have to that could be a combination that we're going to bring up again on the next race. So we go over to race 11. Yeah. And this is the grade 2 Gallant Bob, 6 furlongs sprint. Let's see. The first one I looked at was Damon's Mound. I believe won first off his little layoff here. Ran an 87. Wet fast track. Interesting. Michelle Lavelle, trainer, Junior Alvarado rides. We'll need to step up even further moving up in class. So it is a bit of a stretch. I believe another one I'm interested in is Nautical Star. Saffy Joseph Jr., Irad Ortiz. Saffy Joseph claimed this horse after this February race at 6 furlongs where it won by a nose, and then tried to turn it right back into the Florida Derby in grade 1 and did not fare so well. Forced in at the start, was in way over his head for a 3-year-old colt. So decided to go back to the sprint off the long layoff. And I love when they do this with young horses. They give them a few months off to train and get better. And then it comes out and runs a massive 93 off the break in the slop, 7 furlongs. I think it's found its niche. So Nautical Star could be one that we can go on here. Let's see. I do believe there was a couple of more. The number 7, I believe Sir Lancelot Michael Stidham, Johnny V, moving up in class, but does have some good speed. I'm not so sure about the turf to dirt angle, but the early speed stop, the early running speed should be good. So I'll probably have that one in the mix. Number 9, Rivet, is one Steve Asmussen, Tyler Gaffleone. I will include, but I don't see this combination winning the 2 races. But it could. You never know. Stranger things. Now, this was a beaten favorite in the last. Not my favorite in this race, but I think it will be included. I believe the 10, Gordian Knot, Guadalupe, Preciado trains, Michael Sanchez rides. This horse looks pretty good, actually. Back-to-back 92s in wins at Parx at 6.5. You got to love that. Sharp workouts, training hard, 24% trainer on the last race, and a hot jockey over the last 7 days. So this race, I am going to have the 4, the 5, the 9, and the 10 in the spreading out of the pick 5. So you got Damon's Mound, Nautical Star, Rivet, and Gordian Knot. So those are the 4 I'll go after there. We're going to jump up to the 12th race, which is the Cotillion. And this is for the fillies 3 years old. It's 1 1/16 on the dirt. And so go check out my preview video on this. And like I said, also I'll have the link. I do have a blog post I'll finish off today with some more information on it too. So I'll put that link in there. Foggy Night, I had a little bit of interest, but I don't think I'm going to get to that one. Ceiling Crusher was one that I was big on in the preview video. This showed a ton of speed coming out of the gate in this grade 3 Torrey Pines at 1 mile. So I'm not really sure where to go here because Doug O'Neill, 5% wins in 205 starts in graded stakes. That's just not good at all for anybody. And plus, pretty mischievous is the 2-1 favorite. Like I said, Tyler Gaffleone is the jockey. So, he's got the benefit of a lot of good mounts in this on this racing day. So, but he's well-deserved. So you got to have pretty mischievous in there. I will have Hoosier Philly. I think the return to the route will be good. Tom Amos is not great either. 8% wins and 78 starts, but that's not as dismal as Doug O'Neill's. Johnny V, massive upgrade. I think this is a chance for Hoosier Philly to bounce back here. A Colt is another one I'm going to be in on. 99 speed in the Monmouth Oaks, running away by 10 at 1 1/16. Everything looks all systems go for Chad Brown, Irad Ortiz here. I don't think you can keep that combo out of it. So I will definitely be looking toward that one. And then the last one I'll probably have in there is Defining Purpose. Now, from what I've read, the Cotillion has been known to throw out upsets. Fillies in general, 3-year-old fillies, there's always like an upset in the Kentucky Oaks, things of that nature. If real quick, we want to just dip back here to Pretty Mischievous. When she won the Kentucky Oaks, she was 10-1. So, like I said, you don't really know until you know. I'll probably pass on Just Catherine. Defining Purpose is the last one I think might offer some value. Kenny McPeak, Brian Hernandez, early speed, shorter distance, all that good kind of good stuff. So I am going to spread it out. I believe it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 in that one. Picking up the pace a little bit here, we're going to jump right into the Pennsylvania Derby. As I've said, check out the video, check out the blog post, all that stuff I have covered. So I believe what I'm going to do here, if I do end up spreading, I'm going to include the 2 Dreamlike, because I think these gun runners are 25% stats, producing 25% clip on mud off track horses. So, and Gun Runners was just so good. All his progenies have been good. It's Todd Pletcher, it's Irad Ortiz, it's value, blinkers off, all that stuff. Dreamlike's going on the board. Saudi Crown was the best horse, fastest horse in my opinion. Brad Cox, Florent Geroux on the board. Number 4, Magic Tap, Steve Asmussen, Tyler Gaffleone. This one is going to be close. If I were to, I would include it in exotics. If I were placing a regular wager on this race, Scotland's going on the board. Bill Mott, Junior Alvarado, cut back in distance from the Travers and competition, can run 100 plus easily in this race. Does like to be out front. So I'm definitely going to be having interest in Scotland. I think that might be it. I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, and 10. I think what I'm going to end up doing is I probably won't include Gilmore, even though I do like Gilmore. That would be an exotics play also, probably. But Il Miracolo, and this is a horse I did not think I'd be including, and it might just be because it is a 25% mutter and gun runner, and did just run its best race, probably career best, I'd say, in this Smarty Jones at Parx just a month ago. So coming back off of that, I think if it can get into the triple digits, could possibly, it ran well in the Curlin as well, right behind Scotland. So if I think Scotland's good enough, Il Miracolo could flip the script as well. So it is 2, 3, 4, 5, and 10. I believe what was 2 Dreamlike, 3 was Saudi Crown, 4 Magic Tap, 5 Scotland, and 10 Il Miracolo. So those are your major stakes races, and we obviously have to finish it off with the 14th race, which is a optional claimer N1X, 6 furlongs. I narrowed it down to 4. One of them is Comedy Act. Jamie Ness, Ruben Silvera. I like that jockey trainer combo. Ran second last out. Ran a strong 88 figure at Parx at the distance. Tough enough for me, so it is an include. A lot of these are sustained closers. They're not very fast, low percent jockey. So like Buxom, Confirmed Genius. You can see the prime power 12th, 13th. Cabra Chica, I thought about for a second, but I don't think I'm going to get there. The 86, I did like the win, but that was just an 8K allowance. New trainer, I'll pass. Practicality, I don't think so either. Our Uptown Girl is the other one. So the 1 is Comedy Act. 7, Our Uptown Girl is Edward Coletti and Anthony Nunez, 20% trainer as a beaten favorite. So it ran second in this 31 N1X allowance. Pretty solid speed figure of 83, has run a 90. So these were technically weaker, if you say, failed as favorite, but bounce backs are always possible. So I'm going to give Uptown Girl a chance. The next one up is Wicked Sight. Louis Linder, Florent Geroux. It may improve at the shorter distance. 87 speed, improving every race. So early speed, I think, can be the difference. Number 1 in prime power. We will take it. And then I believe my last one, not Glory Dia, although I did slightly consider Glory Dia. Beach Days is the one. Farrell Mann and Adam Bowman. Adam Bowman has been hot, got 2 wins, a second and a third in its last eight starts in the last week. Now, the poor trainer, poor jockey win percentages, I can understand that. It is second in prime power. It did run a 90 in a stakes race, finishing second. So Bowman has been the jockey in every race. I like a consistent jockey there as well. Does have some experience at Parx back in the day with a ton of second place finishes. Worth the risk. So anyway, we are going to go over to the big board And just real quick before we do that, this is BillyHoSports.com. This is the Penn Derby article. I haven't finished the Cotillion article, but everything you need to know. It's got you can go right to my YouTube video on it. You can hit the subscribe button. It'll take you right there as well. Giving you the field, the contenders, how I narrowed it down to 6, how I found a sleeper in Gilmore, and the 3 top picks, obviously Saudi Crown, Scotland, and Reincarnate. So although I didn't mention Reincarnate, I still think it's got a good chance. I just didn't like the outside post. So I got all kinds of other stuff on here. You're more than welcome to check it out. 100% free. Thank you for listening. Now, finishing things off, this is a $128 bet. I'm singling the 5 in the first race. So if I lose there, I'm just pick 4 rolling it. So that I thought that's probably the best route to take. Gallant is by far the most overwhelming choice to single. You can also cut this down. I'll show you in a second by singling in other races. But I believe I had 4, 5, 9, and 10 in race 2. And this race 3, I believe, was the Cotillion, and I did spread 3, 4, 5, 7. I'm spreading Dreamlight 2, 3, 5, and 10, and then spreading. So this is $128.50 ticket. So if you wanted to knock it down a little bit, I think Pretty Mischievous is a pretty lock button type of play here. But like I said, there are upsets that happen. So if you wanted to remove 1 or 2 horses from here, you could cut that ticket in half nearly and just go with 2, maybe just go Pretty Mischievous and one of the other ones, Occult would be my choice. I'd say the number 5. So you can go $64 and get it done there. Or you can change around. I would definitely leave my 4 horses spread at the top though. So that's going to do it. Very much appreciate you tuning in with me. Hopefully you got something out of this. Like I said, monitor the weather. Keep an eye on it. It'll be all over the Weather Channel. It's the biggest weather news story going on right now, all over the Weather Channel. So you shouldn't have any problem finding it. Like I said, I've got the local forecast and mapping of the storm. Link will be in the description for your benefit. So just hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to pay me back, and we'll be square. Till next time, see you soon. Thanks for watching. Good night.